Hi, my name is Gabe Casillas, and this is my really cool multidisciplinary studies briefing project. Hope you enjoy. So, just a little background on the presentation. I chose to do my project on the topic of teen pregnancy, and teen pregnancy is obviously the issue revolving around women having children at the age of 19 or younger, and this issue really became uh, a big deal during the 1950s and 1960s when the issue was actually at its highest point. Had a lot to do with the generation of the baby boomers and the country just flourishing. But I know over the decades coming along, it's been a big issue because ever since I've been able to analyze social issues, it's definitely something that I've seen a lot of. So the national teen pregnancy really saw got into the national spotlight during the 1976 presidential campaign, which put Jimmy Carter versus Gerald Ford, and it really reached the national spotlight because Jimmy Carter actually addressed it various times and put it as a high issue in his presidential agenda that he really wanted to solve and combat and confront. And over the next couple decades, it definitely politically it remained a huge topic and a huge issue that needed to be confronted. So much so that in 1997, Bill Clinton actually, during a State of the Union address, actually said, and I quote, "Teenage childbearing is our most serious social problem that our country faces today." And so, yeah, that just gives you a really big idea of how big a deal this issue was and how much the people cared about it and how much they wanted to do something about it, and that continues on to the day. So yeah, so as you can see, during the 1990s this was a huge issue, and that kind of spilt over to the 2000s, which is the era that we'll actually be examining. So with that being said, leading into my research question is, how have teen pregnancy rates fluctuated throughout the 21st century? Um, so yeah, followed up by the question, is it what you would expect to see? And just a quick overview over the project, or over the experiment that I conducted. My hypothesis personally was teen pregnancy continues to be as big an epidemic today as it was in 1999 and before. The way I designed my research was that I chose the four biggest states population-wise in America and decided to consider those four and see what kind of results we got. And the four states are California, Florida, New York, and Texas. And just by looking at these four states, we're going to try to analyze the teen pregnancy rate patterns since 2000 and see what kind of information it really gives us. Well, the results show, the results are here, and they show that we actually see a lot of steady rates from the year 2000 to 2008. It's kind of going up, a little bit down, but not huge differences. The interesting to take a note of is that we see a major drop off in teen pregnancy rates from 2008 to 2014, which is the most recent year we have of hard data. And I guess things to notice or question is, why do we see such a significant decrease in teen pregnancy since 2008, at least in these four states? So my conclusions based on the research are that teen pregnancy has decreased throughout the 21st century. I think just by looking at the hard data, we could agree that that is a fact. Another conclusion or observation that I made was that there's a huge decrease in teen pregnancy rates since 2008. And as I questioned on the last slide, why would that be? My idea on why that is would be decreases came in response to pushes for sexual education and President Obama's funding increase to public programs such as Planned Parenthood, which really gave you know teenage women access to more contraceptives and, as well as sexual education, which I think overall made them smarter and has benefited the national well-being as far as this issue goes. So a couple of thoughts and questions to consider. Um, Maybe you may believe, could these results have been hindered because of the choice of states? For example, rural states have technically been known to have more teen pregnancies than widely populated states, so could that have skewed some of the results? And the question I have for the audience is, what other factors could have explained the decrease in rates since 2008? Um, which is, I would like to find out more explanations for that. Now, with that being said, I want you guys to consider the following that I have. Something to consider. This is a chart of the teen pregnancy rates in the United States as a whole since 1990. So when we look at these results, we see that in 1990, the teen pregnancy rate was 521,826, which I'll add that is the highest teen pregnancy rate we have in the last 3 decades, since 1990 at least. Oh, and so that being said, in 2000, the rate was 468,990, which is the highest since the 21st century. Now, when we look at 2014, we see that the number is 249,078. That's actually a 47% decrease since 2000 and a 53% decrease since 1990, which is, I think, some hard data to consider. And with that being said, is teen pregnancy still a prevailing national social issue? That's just something to ask yourselves and something to consider as far after seeing this presentation. It's something I'm definitely considering to find out. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much.